This is Professor Anusha Kurutkar from the Department of Fashion Technology, beginning with General IKS Lecture number 16, Ancient Indian Art and Culture Part 2. Topic 1, Artistic Transformation in Medieval India. Introduction to the medieval period. The medieval period of India was long period in the history of the Indian subcontinent that came between the ancient and the modern periods that began towards the end of Gupta Empire and ended towards the beginning of Mughal Empire. Some other important facts to know about the medieval India are there were multiple states developed, divided into small kingdoms. Diverse cultures, languages, writing system, and religions also developed during this period. Buddhism was predominant religion, but Islam became the major religion later on. Modern Hinduism also developed during this time. The medieval period saw great contributions in the field of art, culture, literature, and architecture. Another major invention happened during this period was the Chaturanga game, which is now called as chess and was also exported to Europe. Islamic influences on Indian art during the medieval period. Architecture. The Mughal period saw a development of a unique architectural style that combined Islamic and Indian elements. One of the greatest example of Islamic Indian architecture is Taj Mahal, located in Agra, that was built by Shah Jahan from 1632 to 1653. The painting styles that developed during this era had a lyrical design that was influenced by contacts with Iran and Turkey. The textiles. The painting style of Deccan region was often transferred to textile, which were also influenced by Mughal works with Hindu kingdoms. The fortification architecture. Islamic fortifications were designed for defense and often included towers, bastions, and moats. The fortification means a huge wall that is constructed around a castle or a fort to be protected by the enemies. Development of new art forms. The first one is the miniature paintings. This art form originated in India by the Palas in the West Bengal during the medieval period and was often created on materials like silk, paper, or ivory that involves very intricate brushwork and fine workmanship. The folk art during the medieval period reflected India's culture and religious diversity. The artisans drew inspiration from Hindu, Buddhist, Jain, and Islamic traditions. The sculptures were often used to represent religious traditions and beliefs. Prominent artworks and monuments of this era. The monuments that were developed during the medieval period in India are very prominently known as tourist place in today's era, in today's time. As we can see, the Bom Jesus Basilica Church, which is located in Goa, the Taj Mahal, that is located in Agra, Humayun's tomb in Delhi, Gangaikonda Cholapuram Temple in Tamil Nadu, Jama Masjid, Red Fort, Hawa Mahal located in Jaipur, Sanchi Stupa, Fatehpur Sikri, Alai Darwaza, Char Minar, Qutub Minar, the Iron Pillar, the Sun Temple, Victoria Memorial, located in Kolkata, Gol Gumbaz, Quwat ul Islam Mosque are very prominently known monuments developed during the medieval era. The role of patronage in art. Over the centuries, most artists heavily depended on patrons who represented the wealthy class in the society with fine taste to support their art forms. During the medieval period, the rich people, that is, the kings or who owned the kingdoms, often supported the artists financially for the art to grow. It is the patronage of the art forms which led to creative art by artists across nations. Therefore, the concept of art evolved as a commodity. Cultural exchange and its influence. The Silk Route had developed during the medieval Indian period, which enriched the Deccan region's art, cuisine, and music. Because of the Silk Route, the cross cultural interactions happened very frequently. The Mughals and the Turks introduced new ideas that influenced religion, philosophy, language, literature, architecture, painting, music, and performing arts. The textile industry grew substantially during the medieval period and became the largest industry under the Mughals. Topic 2: Art of the Bhakti and Sufi movements. The Bhakti and the Sufi movements were two spiritual movements in medieval India that influenced the social structure of the country and continue to influence people's spiritual lives today. Both Bhakti and Sufi movements emphasized a simple form of religion based on love and devotion. Both the movements were critical of the orthodox rigidities and caste rigidities in society. Both movements were critical of the unjust laws of the time. They felicitated the growth of regional literature in India. They believed that God is all knowing, all merciful, and beyond human comprehension. However, the Sufis believed that God loves Muslims above all else. The impact of Sufi movement and Bhakti movement on literature. The Bhakti movement led to the development of regional languages like Kannada, Telugu, Marathi, Hindi, Bengali, and Gujarati. The Sufi movement led to the development of Urdu language. They introduced simple and accessible styles of writing such as vachanas, sakhis, and dohas. This movement also liberated poetry from praising kings and introduced spiritual themes. The literature helped make religious knowledge accessible to everyone. The Sufi literature was written in various languages, including Arabic, Persian, Turki, Sindhi, and Urdu. The role of Bhakti and Sufi movements in the evolution of music. The Bhakti and Sufi movements popularized music, songs, and dance forms by supporting them and using them to spread their ideas. The Bhakti saints inspired classical Indian music, dance, and theatre. The Bhakti and Sufi saints used music to raise awareness about societal discriminations, such as those based on religion, caste, and gender. Both the movements, the saints wrote and sang their hymns in vernacular languages of the region, making them accessible to a wider audience. The Bhakti movement originated in India, while the Sufi movement originated in Middle Eastern countries such as Iran or Afghanistan. The art influences. The Bhakti movement influenced Indian art, music, and dance and helped to democratize art and literature. Whereas the Sufi movement influenced Indian culture through Sufi music, that is Qawwali, which is very well known a form of music today, poetry, and the establishment of khanqahs and dargahs. The famous personalities from the Bhakti movement are Sant Kabir, Vallabhacharya, Sant Eknath, Guru Nanak, Basavana, Dadu Dayal, and Chaitanya. Famous personalities of the Sufi movement include Abdul Qadir Gilani, Moinuddin Chisti, Maulana Rumi, Lal Shahbaz Qalandar. Enduring legacy. In essence, the Bhakti and Sufi movements, through their promotion of tolerance, eradication of caste discrimination, cultural synthesis, impact on art and architecture, social forms, and influence on language and literature, have significantly shaped the multifaceted cultural tapestry of India. Topic 3: Distinct regional art forms. Introduction to regional art forms. As we know, India is a country where every state has a distinct art form of their own. Let's study about them. The art of Eastern India, Pattachitra. Pattachitra is a Sanskrit word that combines patta, meaning cloth, and chitra, meaning painting. It's a style of hand painting that originated in Odisha in the 12th century but has roots in the Mohenjo-daro civilization. The paintings include themes of the life of Lord Jagannath, Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu, his avatar, and Lord Ganesha. The art of Eastern India, scroll painting. Scroll painting is an art form that has a rich history and is primarily practiced in East Asia. The chariot scroll painting has a history of over 400 years. The paintings are originally drawn on khadi cloth in panels, which includes 50 panels in a scroll painting. The Ramayana is one of the world's largest ancient epics, and there are chariot scroll paintings that illustrate it. The art of Western India includes Rajasthani miniature paintings. The Rajasthani miniature painting developed in the 16th to 19th century in the independent Hindu state of Rajasthan in Western India. The paintings capture majorly emotions and expressions. The main colors used were primary colors, that is red, blue, and yellow, along with green, brown, and white. The paintings depict subjects and narratives from Indian epics, Hindu mythology, and traditional stories. The art of Western India, that is Warli painting. Warli painting is a folk art that originated in the Warli tribe in Maharashtra in the Dahanu district. They are thought to date back to the 10th century AD or earlier. Warli paintings were originally a way for the tribe to communicate and tell stories about their daily lives, rituals, and celebrations. They were painted on the walls of their homes and were a visual narrative that conveyed their beliefs, cultural heritage, and reverence for nature. They mostly use geometric shapes such as circles, triangles, squares to convey their meanings. The art of Northern India. Madhubani painting. Madhubani painting is also known as Mithila painting. It is a folk art tradition that came from Mithila region of Bihar. The origins say that King Janak commissioned artists to paint his daughter Sita's wedding to Prince Ram in 8th or 7th century BCE. The women traditionally painted Madhubani on the walls and floors of mud huts and then erased them the next day. Madhubani paintings often convey rituals from the weddings or their festivities through the paintings. They mainly use natural colors that are achieved from flowers, leaves. The art of Northern India, the Pahari painting. Pahari painting is a style of Indian painting that originated in the Himalayan hill kingdoms of North India between the 17th and 19th centuries. These paintings are known for their brilliant colors, light and fluid drawing, and naturalistic compositions. They are often done in miniature form and feature green and red backgrounds. The art of Central India, Gond art. Gond art is a traditional folk art form in the Gond tribe of India that dates back nearly 1400 years ago. The word Gond comes from the Dravidian word Gond, which means green mountains. Gond has been used as a means of expression and storytelling for generations. They often use vibrant colors, intricate patterns, and unique motifs. It often depicts elements of nature, mythology, and daily life. The Fad paintings that come from the central India. Fad paintings are a Rajasthani folk art from over 700 years ago. The colors have symbolic meaning, that is, red gives strength and valor, green shows nature and life, yellow shows knowledge, and blue shows divinity. The Fad paintings were unwrapped in front of villagers in the evening, and performances would continue into the night. The word Fad translates to fold in the local language, which may be why the paintings were named this. The art of southern India, that is the Tanjore painting. Tanjore paintings, as we know today, originated under the patronage of the Maratha rulers of Tanjore. The theme of Tanjore paintings of Hindu gods and goddesses, along with saints, Krishna, Vishnu, and Lakshmi, are commonly depicted in Tanjore paintings, surrounded by elements such as temple arches, animals, and trees. The colors used are a solid composition, surface richness, and vibrant colors that are a speciality of these paintings. Sometimes they are also embellished with semi-precious stones, pearls, and glass pieces to make the painting look attractive. The art of southern India, Kerala mural. The history of Kerala mural painting can be traced back to the 8th century. Artists used natural pigments derived from minerals and vegetables to create the paintings. The paintings depict scenes from the Hindu mythology and legends. The colors green, yellow, red, and white represent the three gunas, that is sattva, rajas, and tamas. Topic 4, Distinct Regional Art Forms, Part 2. Folk art and craft in India are significant and diverse because they preserve culture, they showcase regional diversity, they express religious diversity. The folk art and craft celebrate nature, They influence the modern art and are popular with the tourists. Bihu dance is a popular folk dance from Assam, India, that's performed during the Bihu festival. The tamasha, that is originated in Maharashtra in the early 18th century as entertainment for the army people. The word tamasha comes from the Arabic and means fun, show, or entertainment. The tamasha is usually used in Marathi movies such as Lavani, Dashavatar, Gondar, or Lalita. The Jatara is a traditional folk theatre that is originated in Bengal in the 15th century. The word Jatara is Bengali for travel. It refers to performances by traveling devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who would chant and dance to mythological stories of Krishna. The textile art, Patola sari, is originated in the Patan region of Gujarat and is considered one of India's finest and most recognizable weaves. Chanderi is a traditional ethnic fabric known for its sheer texture, fine, luxurious feel, and lightweight. The Banarasi saris are known for their intricate design, luxurious fabric, and beauty. Bandhani is a tie-dye technique used to create delicate dotted pattern on fabrics. Ikat is a traditional Indian weave which is known for its intricate and colorful designs. Paithani is a popular weave known for its exquisite design and craftsmanship. It derives its name from the Paithan village in Maharashtra. The Bomkai sari is a traditional handloom sari and is primarily produced by the Bhulia community in Odisha. It is also known as the Sonepuri sari. Kalamkari is one of the most traditional art forms of India and is known for its hand painting on the fabric. The Minakari sari is a blend of Rajasthani and Mughal design weaves. The pottery and sculpture. India has a rich history of pottery and sculpture with many regional styles and tradition. A few styles among them are Khurja pottery, known for its vibrant colors, the Mohela Murti Kala, which is practiced in the Mohela village, Rajasthan, and the Jaintia hill pottery, which is made by the Jaintia potters in the hills of Meghalaya. Tangkhul Naga pottery, Ananta Shayana Vishnu, Khajuraho sculptures, and Buddhist statues are very well known examples of sculptures and pottery. The tribal art. Gond art is a traditional painting style originated from the Gond tribe of Madhya Pradesh, India. Wali painting comes from the Dahanu district from Maharashtra. The Pattachitra comes from Orissa and is known for its intricate designs and high precision. Madhubani paintings come from Mithila, Bihar, and is also practiced in Nepal along with India. The Tanjore paintings comes from the Tanjavur city of Tamil Nadu. Kalighat paintings come from Kolkata. The Bhil art is a very famous for portraying the everyday life of the Bhil tribe members. Kalamkari art form uses rich colors to portray mythological characters from epics. The regional festivals and celebrations. India's rich cultural heritage is celebrated through many festivals which showcase the country's diversity and artistic expressions. A few festivals among them are the Ranotsav, that is celebrated in the Kutch Salt Desert in Gujarat, the Pushkar Camel Fair, which is situated in Rajasthan, the Goa Carnival, and the Taj Mahotsav. Makar Parab, Saharul, Karam Parab, Indra Puja, Bandhana, and Bahabanga are many such regional festivals among them. Topic 5, Transition to Modern Indian Art. The modern Indian art movement in Indian painting is considered to have begun in Calcutta in the late 19th century. The old traditions of paintings had more or less died out of Bengal, and new school of art was started by the British. Initially, protagonists of Indian art such as Raja Ravi Verma drew on Western traditions and techniques including oil painting and easel painting. The influence of Western art. During the colonial era, Western influences started to make an impact on Indian art. Some artists developed a style that were used by Western ideas of composition, perspective, and realism to illustrate Indian themes. Artists like Jamini Roy consciously drew inspiration from the folk art. Bharti Dayal had chosen to handle the traditional Mithila painting in most contemporary way and uses both realism as well as abstractionism in her work with a lot of fantasy mixed to both. Establishment of art schools in India. Abanindra Tagore, the nephew of poet Rabindranath Tagore, was a founder of the Bengal School of Art, India's first modern art movement. He was a teacher to many early modern Indian artists, including Nandalal Bose and Jamini Roy. The prominent artists and their works during this period. Raja Ravi Verma was an Indian painter and artist considered as one of the greatest painters in the history of Indian art. He is one of the very few painters who managed to accomplish a beautiful union of Indian tradition with the techniques of European academic art. His portrayal of Hindu gods and goddesses went on to become worship material for many people belonging to the lower castes. Amrita Shergill was an eminent Hungarian Indian painter. She has been called one of the greatest avant-garde women artists of the early 20th century. Jamini Roy, who walked into an average middle-class art-loving household of West Bengal. His passion for simple Indian folk art was such that he did not care about selling his work for fancy prices and only sold them for as little as a 350 rupees. The modern Indian sculpture and architecture. The basic characteristics and problems of modern Indian sculpture are very similar to those of the contemporary paintings. If anything, it is even more alienated from the great Indian tradition, though, and even more strongly hinged to the modern eclectic international concept. Modern Indian architecture was inspired by the Europeans who brought in with them the plethora of architectural styles which can be observed in the various structures they built. The arrival of European colonists coincided with the collapse of the Mughal Empire, igniting a power war between the Portuguese, French, Dutch, Danish, and British that lasted until 1947. The critiques of modern Indian art. In ancient and medieval periods, it was a literary critic who was a seminal figure. Partly, this had to do with the fact that the Sanskrit literary criticism, the poets and critics, came from the same social strata, whereas the Silpi, that is the maker, and the author of art treatise often belong to different castes. Thank you.